Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to beautiful Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon, as today we kick off a new era of Umpqua RiverHawks baseball. Today, the RiverHawks welcome in the Olympic College Rangers as we kick off the 2020 NWAC baseball season. We welcome you into today's broadcast of Umpqua RiverHawks baseball. It's a sports special for you here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Today's game is also streaming live online at 541radio.com on the Score homepage. You can watch RiverHawks baseball Game 1 and Game 2 coming up for you throughout the afternoon here today. Welcome in, everybody. Joey Kieran, that is me. I am here with you from the beautifully renovated Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. And let me tell you, folks, if you are watching online with us, it is doing it no justice. This field is gorgeous, and they have done an amazing job in renovating the field here on brand new all artificial turf new field here at what used to be Legion Field. And if I accidentally say it a few times throughout the broadcast today, you'll have to forgive me. It has been that way for ages, but a new naming sponsorship for the field to help this project get done, thanks to Champion Car Wash here in Roseburg. It is a gorgeous field, turf from every part of the field, from dugout to corner to corner. It is all artificial turf, which is going to make it one of the premier playing surfaces, not just here in the region, but around the state of Oregon. Not many places have these kind of facilities for baseball at this level. And boy, it is going to be a fantastic day for us here today. First games in Umpqua RiverHawks history. The last time there was an Umpqua Community College baseball team on the field, they were known as the Timbermen. And today they come out onto the field wearing RiverHawk across their chest. It's going to be an amazing day, and we are happy to have you here with us for today's action. We've got an extended pregame show for you here today coming up as we count down towards first pitch of Game 1 of today's doubleheader. And during our pregame show, we'll get a chance to take a look at the history of what's going on here today, as well as get a chance to catch up with head coach of the Umpqua RiverHawks, Jeremiah Robbins. Also hoping to have a couple other interviews coming up throughout the day here today as we bring you coverage of both of these matchups. Olympic College out of the North region in the Northwest Athletic Conference, and the Umpqua RiverHawks out of the South region. Two teams playing a non-conference matchup here to start out the season. There have already been a few Northwest Athletic Conference games that have gotten underway, but for both of these teams, today is a season opener. And you can't ask for a better day than what we've got going on here today. As we look down on the field getting ready, the Umpqua RiverHawks taking their warm-ups on the infield and the outfield here today. The sun is shining down, just a few shadows out across the field so far, but 46 degrees in Roseburg. It is still February, so the temperature isn't to be all that unexpected. But to get sunshine like we have here today sure is a blessing for today's matchup. So, boy, it's a gorgeous day, and we are looking forward to having some fun here at the baseball stadium. Not often do we get a chance to call baseball games this early on in the year, so it's going to be a fun joy for everybody involved. Coming up, we'll also get a chance to look at starting lineups for both of these teams as we get ready to go for today's matchup. Taking a look at the history of this for the Umpqua RiverHawks, the last time they had baseball out at Umpqua Community College was back in 1985. It was cut after that 85 season, 10 seasons total, all of them led by former head coach Dan Withers, who is said to be here at the stadium today to help get these festivities started. He coached all 10 seasons for the program before it was cut. Withers led Umpqua to the OCCA championship 5 times and was a runner-up twice in those 10 years. Back then, they played in the Oregon Community Colleges Athletics Association, and they did in his final 2 years, they moved over to what was at the time known as the Northwest Athletic Association of Community Colleges, and later became what is currently the Northwest Athletic Conference. In those final 2 seasons, a bit of a struggle for the Umpqua baseball team back then. They finished in those 2 seasons in what is now known as the NWAC, with a 19-40 record in those 2 years. Year 1 was a bit rough. Year 2 was much better for the RiverHawks. Well, actually back then, the Timbermen. The program, though, was cut and now is finally back. It has been a long journey for these RiverHawks. Many of them, a group of about 5 players on this team that spent 1 year as a redshirt year with this program, knowing that they were going to be with the team when they kick off here in 2020. But they spent a year at UCC and redshirted, and then getting ready for the start of the season and their time in a baseball uniform for UCC this year. The program was reinstated back in January of 2018. They later on hired head coach Jeremiah Robbins as he comes back to the region, a Douglas High School graduate from Winston, Oregon. He has gone on to have coaching fame at Lewis Clark State, where he won multiple national championships at the NAIA level with the Warriors there. And Jeremiah Robbins was named the head coach of this RiverHawks program, later also taking on the head coaching job of our local American Legion baseball program here, the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. He had his first year with the Dr. Stewarts this last summer and now gets his first chance to actually coach the Umpqua RiverHawks out here at the field. After a year of building the program, it is time to get going. And I can tell you that everybody in that dugout, in that clubhouse for the RiverHawks is excited about it. They've worked on not only building the team, getting uniforms, getting everything set, recruiting players, and getting this ready for this point here. But obviously the work done to build this field the way it is. They've done a lot of renovation around here, updates to the outfield fence, obviously the new turf. The new dugouts have been upgraded, and just so much that has gone on here, a lot of it stemming from work from Umpqua Community College, as well as many other contributions from people in the community and the other baseball programs that call this place home, including American Legion Baseball. But a lot of it stemming from the addition of Umpqua Community College Baseball to one of the programs that will call this place home throughout the year. You've got Umpqua Community College Baseball that calls this home. You've got high school programs at Roseburg High School and Umpqua Valley Christian School that call this home during the spring. And during the summer, you've got the American Legion baseball programs, the AAA Doc Stewarts, the Single A, Pepsi Bottle Caps, and Umpqua Lions, both calling it home last year. They are restructuring some of the Legion formats here, but you've got multiple teams that'll call this place home throughout the spring and summer. And so artificial turf, I mean, we've all seen it. In the springtime here in the state of Oregon and in the Pacific Northwest, the springtime is definitely tough when it comes to baseball. Finding playable fields is not an easy task most of the time. This will make that a much easier task throughout the spring and then into the summer, where we even find ourselves having rainouts then. But also, it's going to make it possible to be able to host the number of teams that this field and stadium was going to see throughout the year. So it's just been an amazing journey. Umpqua RiverHawks also getting the benefit of a clubhouse of their own. The Flegel Center in downtown Roseburg has been built as a housing center for the Umpqua RiverHawks student athletes with the baseball program. They've got workout facilities, batting cages, and plenty of area there, study rooms, computers, and living quarters, all in that Flegel Center in downtown Roseburg, a project in and of itself to make that up and coming. But they have done a great job in getting that place looking spectacular and being an absolute resource for the players on this team. So, man, it has been a long journey to get to this point in time, but finally we are here. And boy, are we excited about it. We're going to go ahead and get to our first break here in the pregame show. When we come back, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins as we bring you our pregame coaches interview here for today's matchup. As we count down towards the start of today's game, we do want to thank many of our sponsors that are helping make this a possibility here on the radio. Want to let people know that some of our sponsors for today's broadcast include Untitled, DC Farmers Co-op, and Roseburg Collision Center. We will take a break. When we come back, we will have RiverHawks head coach Jeremiah Robbins with us here on the radio. We are bringing you a sports special today, streaming live online at 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Oh, we welcome you all back here to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field as we get ready for the start of Umpqua RiverHawks baseball here in 2020. An exciting moment here. And, well, we're going to push back our interview with Jeremiah Robbins for just a couple of minutes. We'll have that for you here in just a few. But we get a chance to catch up with Athletic Director at Umpqua Community College. It is Craig Jackson joining us here. And, Craig, it's got to feel pretty good for you to stand here at this moment as we get ready for first pitch of today's doubleheader, to see an idea that you had and a program that you wanted to see built out at UCC finally coming to life here. It's got to be pretty exciting for you.
Yeah, I think the most exciting thing is the sun. You never know this time of year, but when you think about where we're at, obviously this early in the season to be able to be out here and be playing baseball on a brand new turf field in this scenario is pretty exciting. So.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot of fun. I mean, the field looks absolutely beautiful, and it's been a lot of hard work. For you, what's been the most trying thing throughout this process of getting it to this point? I know there's been a lot of effort that's gone into it. How has the process gone, and what's been kind of the biggest hurdles you guys have had to clear?
For us, it's just anytime you're working with a number of organizations, there's just a lot of moving parts. And so for us, we share this obviously with Legion. Roseburg plays here, UVC plays here. So there's just a lot of moving pieces, not just with getting the turf ready, but, all the organizations you have to go through. And then putting a day like this together, there's a lot of things that go on. So that's been logistically probably has just been trying to figure all that out and how it works.
Right now, it seems like it's an amazing time out at UCC. We got a chance to show up yesterday and do some sports talk out there and talk with a number of your athletic programs. You've got baseball starting, which is really exciting. The two basketball programs both making it into the postseason and a chance to get 2 South Region championships. You just had a women's wrestler win a national championship, and you got 3 men going to the national championship tournament coming up here soon. Things seem to be going really well for UCC athletics at the moment. How are you feeling about it out there?
Yeah, the support we've had has been tremendous. Obviously, we have some really good people working for us and coaching our programs. And so, the kind of interest we get from student athletes is, I think, at an all-time high. I think people are seeing we're doing some things. The community's been supporting us a lot. And so we're really excited about where we're at. We're not done growing. We're going to end up adding some sports this fall as well. So it's a good time to be a RiverHawk.
Yeah, it absolutely seems like it is out there. As we talk with Athletic Director Craig Jackson here for baseball, looking at how things are going, looking forward to this season. What are the kind of expectations with running the program? It seems like you guys are going full bore. This isn't an introductory season. This is full-on RiverHawks baseball in the NWAC. You guys are going forward, expecting this to be a great season for you guys?
Yeah, obviously we brought in Coach Robbins, and his record speaks for himself. And that's one of the reasons we are operating at the level we're operating at, because of bringing him in to run a program. So, I told him here we didn't bring him in to be mediocre, and we came in to compete right away, and we're certainly confident in his ability to build a program. So obviously having turf gives us a lot of home games. We've got 28 of our 50 here. We may end up having some makeups late in the year here as well, so that puts us in a good position to compete also. So it's exciting.
Talking about the department as a whole, I know there was a recent board meeting that some ideas of adding some more programs offered by Umpqua Community College to the athletic department were brought up. What are you guys kind of looking as you look towards the future of what goes on out there at Umpqua Community College?
So we'll soft launch this next fall in women's soccer, and we'll compete the following fall full bore. But we'll have a almost complete roster this fall, and the same thing with esports. So we'll launch those 2 this fall and go from there.
Wow, that's exciting. Where will soccer play? They got you guys have a field out there ready to go for them at UCC?
We've got some things in the works. We have a field out there we can play on and practice on, but we've got some things in the works before they are competing. In the NWAC, we'll have some things hopefully taken care of and squared away for home field for them as well.
Nice. That's exciting to continue to see the program grow out there. And building athletics, many people will look at that and say, okay, we're adding programs. What's that doing for the school? And adding these departments helps increase enrollment. But, overall, a strong and growing athletic department, what does that bring out there to UCC?
It signifies a few things. Number one, they're all enrollment initiatives, like you stated, and we're trying to bring students out there, give them a reason to come here. A lot of our kids aren't Douglas County kids, but it also gives our Douglas County kids a reason to stay home and participate and continue their sport. I think if you do athletics well, I think it speaks volumes about how you run your institution as a whole, and so hopefully we can kind of help set a benchmark of excellence as we move forward.
Seems like the turnout is looking pretty good here for the opener for the Umpqua RiverHawks today, and people continue to fill in on the stands. It's great to see this community support for the program. Details about what all is going on here today. I know you guys have a scholarship giveaway. If people are driving around hearing this and didn't realize it was happening, some of the things you guys have going on that might be interesting to come check out.
Well, $1,000 to scholarship is fully transferable for the 2021 season. So if someone wins it and they're not a student, but they have someone they want to give it to, they certainly can. And then we'll do everything you do normally at a baseball game: eat hot dogs and watch great baseball. So we have some alums. We have a first pitch from a former coach. So we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. All right, Craig Jackson here with us. Craig, I appreciate the time. I know you got plenty of things to get to, so we'll let you get off and keep going it. But congratulations on where things are going. It's exciting to see.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, Craig Jackson, the athletic director for the Umpqua RiverHawks, with us here on the pregame show as we get ready for Umpqua RiverHawks baseball. And if you are one of those folks that might be driving around thinking, boy, it sounds like they're having some fun out there at Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, well, you are right. We are having some fun out here. It's a beautiful day, so you might as well check out some baseball. Come on out here. I know the games are on the radio and we're streaming it online, but we'd rather see you out here at the ballpark and help us make it a great atmosphere here for the season opener and the return of Umpqua RiverHawks baseball. There's still plenty of great seats available. If you are wanting to sit out in the sunshine, we've got those seats ready for you. So it's going to be an exciting day out here at the ballpark, and we've got the opportunity for you to come on out. Ticket prices are cheap. You can get in with the whole family for a reasonable price of only a couple of bucks. So come on out. We'd love to see you out here at the ballpark. Game 1 is coming up here in just about 13 minutes from now. Game 2 will be later on today. A couple of 9-inning ball games for us here from Champion Car Wash Field. We'll go ahead and take a break. When we come back, we will catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins. So stay tuned for that here in just a few minutes. It's Umpqua RiverHawks baseball, streaming live online at 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Copy that. Everything sounding okay on your side, Brenton? Cool. How's the trip up?
Good. It was real good.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Where did you guys stop off at?
Stopped at Hamlin Middle School, did a walk through there at their new.
Good, how are you?
Doing good.
You good right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Country Club pregame show as the Roseburg Indians.
Oh, that's not the right interview.
Yep, still can be. Yep, or whatnot. I can do that.
Back here with more of our Roseburg Country Club pregame.
Nope.
We talk with Coach Dave Heiberger here.
Golly. Basketball. How much time we...
Lets people know who I'm 2.3 FM and 1490 AM, and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. It is opening day for the UCC RiverHawks here at Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, and we get a chance to catch up with the skipper, head coach Jeremiah Robbins, join us here in the program. Coach, boy, it's been a long time in the making, but here we are. We are counting down towards first pitch for the RiverHawks. How's it feel for you guys here today?
Oh, it feels great. We're definitely very thankful for this opportunity to finally get out here and play. And, our kids are excited. Had a great workout this morning, and we're looking forward to it, getting that first pitch done and kind of settling into a season and understanding college baseball. But very proud of the guys. I believe we're ready. Like I said yesterday, this will be a continual work in progress. But as far as first pitch, the guys are excited and focused.
You guys have been working, obviously, for a long time, fall ball for a lot of these incoming freshmen that are with you for the first time, but you've had a small group of guys that have been with you for over a year as they redshirted last year, stuck with the program, committed to you and what you guys were building here. Those guys, you're telling me yesterday, those are some of your core leaders. How have they been able to provide leadership for this team as you guys get ready for kind of a historic and a monumental kind of kicking off point?
Yeah, I think they obviously have been acclimated to the community, number one, and they definitely know how passionate Roseburg and Douglas County is about baseball. And a lot of them have played here in the summer against the Doc Stewarts in the Legion program, and they get it, they understand it now, and being able to convey that information on to the new players. And we got a couple kids from Canada and out of our region, and they've just been welcomed here like they're one of their own. So that's been very special. And I've told this to a lot of people. That's some of the reason why I came back and took on this challenge. I mean, it's a challenge, yes, but the people surrounding you and the community, it doesn't get any better than this. So it's very rewarding, and we're very thankful for all of it.
Speaking of the community, we get to see unveiled for the first time to the public with the game being played here, this brand new field at Champion Car Wash Field. It is gorgeous, but a lot of the stuff that you guys have, new field here, the Flagel Center, a lot of these things have been based off of a lot of community support as well. How has the community been about the return of baseball at UCC?
I think they've been very excited. Obviously, when Craig Jackson and Dr. Thatcher proposed this idea, and they went out and kind of felt the buzz of the community, and it was a no-brainer. I know they've wanted college baseball here for a long time, obviously from what UCC did in the past. But to bring it back, you're taking on a huge financial endeavor. But when the community started stepping up, the Legion Commission, with allowing us to have this as our home field, things just started falling into place. So it's, I pinch myself every day that I get to do this and be in this community, and then to top it all off, the icing on the cake, this is where I grew up. So it's very special for me.
You guys are getting ready for the first game of the season, and as we get ready for this matchup, looking at your team, obviously going to be the first chance for you to see them go up against another team in a different jersey color. What do we expect to see here today? Are you guys going to be kind of throwing guys in there to get them some looks, get them some innings, or is this going to be full go? We are playing the best nine, and we're going till the end trying to get a victory here.
Well, the nine that'll play to start this game, they've earned the opportunity to start. We've got a couple kids dinged up with injuries that hopefully will get in later in the series. But the big thing is just getting them out here and playing. I like our group. They're very athletic. They're very competitive. We will monitor our pitching staff this early in the season. They'll be on pitch counts. So we'll be running numerous guys on the mound. But as far as position players, the nine that we start have earned that opportunity, and we're going to roll with them. And then we got some guys behind them that will be ready. That's the one thing I really enjoyed from all of our inter squads, and being able to get out here. We kind of know our depth and everything, so that's a nice blessing to have with the practice piece, and so that prepares us for the game, and guys will be ready.
So those of you keeping score at home, make sure the pitcher column has got a lot of spaces available for you today. Wrapping up here with Coach Jeremiah Robbins as the Umpqua RiverHawks. I'm going to have to get that one out of my head there. As the Umpqua RiverHawks get ready for their season opener here, I know you're going to have some special moments here before the games get started. Previous coach of the Umpqua RiverHawks, Dan Withers, has been hearing talks that he's going to be here at the games today. But the opportunity for these guys, I was talking yesterday with some of your players, they get to be the DNA, the fingerprint of this program as it gets rebooted. But remembering where this program's been and some of the success that they had in the past, they were a championship program back when it was running. What do you try to bring from the past and carry into the future for this program?
Well, I definitely think we're going to tap into that tradition. I mean, you're not just here to hang out. I mean, you're here to be a high-quality baseball player. And boy, Coach Withers set the bar very high, and his alumni that he had here. And I've met quite a few of them, and obviously being here when he was doing it, and then having the opportunity to have Coach Withers as my high school coach for all 4 years. there's high expectations, and we've got to live up to those high expectations and do it right, both on and off the field, just like they did back when they were playing here, and get this thing back to the dominance that it used to be.
All right, look forward to it today. A doubleheader for us as the RiverHawks take on Olympic College here. That's head coach Jeremiah Robbins here on our pregame show. We'll come back. We'll get you ready for first pitch of game one of our doubleheader on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Welcome back, everybody, here to Champion Car Wash Field as we break for the national anthem. We'll come back with your starting lineups here on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
I just want to take a couple minutes to talk about today and to thank a few people. In regard to having the ability to bring baseball back to UCC, I would like to thank Dr. Thatcher.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Champion Car Wash Field. Out on the field, Athletic Director Craig Jackson. We talked with him earlier out there making an address to the folks here in the stands. We'll see if we can tune in for a little bit of his announcement.
Loosely for their approval and guidance. And also all within this community who told me the impact that bringing this program back would have on the surrounding area and to the health of our institution. In addition, once our players arrived, I want to thank all the host families, many of you who are here today, for opening your homes to our players for way longer than we told you was going to happen. We appreciate that. Also, thank you for your hospitality and your warm welcome you gave our players in Douglas County. And lastly, in regards to resurrecting UCC baseball, I'd like to thank Coach Robbins for answering my phone call. And also to his family for allowing him to bring back one of Douglas County's own. So as far as the facility we're in and the field you're gazing down upon, there are many people to thank. We listed them in the program. We also listed them in a sign over on the VIP tent. As I was looking at it this morning, I know I forgot some people. I apologize. There's a lot of people on that list, and there's a lot of people that help on this field. It's truly a Douglas County project, and again, the number of people that helped make this happen is in the hundreds. So again, we appreciate it. Obviously, as you look down here, this is a facility like none other right now, and so we're super excited. Again, appreciate all that you've done for this. I want to give some special thanks to the American Legion for putting all this together and for allowing us to share this facility. I would like to thank the Masters Club, Ford Family Foundation, the Cow Creek Band of Umpqua Tribe of Indians, Toby Luther, the Loosely Foundations, Kennerly Ranches, Douglas County Lumber, Dale Farmer and Champion Car Wash, Lone Rock Resources, Allen Ford, Rosebrook Forest Products, Knife River, Victory Builders, Keller Lumber, Murphy Plywood, Ireland Trucking, Silver Butte Timber, Brooks Communication, Ronnie Bruce, Tom Nelson, Guido Construction, Clint Newell, Umpqua Valley Christian School, and the City of Roseburg. And again, I apologize if I didn't recognize someone. We're very thankful for all that are involved, as this is truly and uniquely a Douglas County project. At this time, I'd like to announce a couple special items that are taking place today. The UCC Foundation has helped to sponsor this event, and with the help of the UCC Marketing Department, helped spread the word about today's happenings. During today's 7th inning stretch of the first game, the UCC Foundation will be giving away a $1,000 scholarship that's transferable for the 2021 school year. So to enter the drawing, go behind the grandstands, make sure you get your ticket for a chance to win. And again, transferable means if you have someone that wants to be a UCC student, you pass it off to them, and it's $1,000 off their tuition. And lastly, I'd like to take this time to announce UCC Foundation and the UCC Department of Athletics is establishing a $1,000 scholarship that will be given out to a student athlete for the 2021 school year. This scholarship will be in the memory of longtime Roseburg resident Dave Jackson. Dave's relationship with the community goes way back, as does his relationship with the college and the Department of Athletics. Dave graduated from Roseburg High School and has been involved in all things Douglas County since he became a resident. In the early 60s, the Jackson family donated the land that Umpqua Community College sits on, and Jackson Hall was named in Dave's father's honor. The Jackson family lives within walking distance to the college, and they've been wonderful neighbors, sending some of their children and some of their grandchildren to UCC. Dave and his family were avid supporters of wrestling and baseball, as well as the entire Department of Athletics at UCC. We at the Department of Athletics are thankful for the support and friendship that Dave and Gail Jackson, along with the entire Jackson family, gave us throughout the years, and appreciate the opportunity to help someone pursue their education in Dave's name. If you have questions about the scholarship, just please call and ask for the UCC Department of Athletics. We also want to thank Gail and the members of the Jackson family for being here today. And enough of me, now for the business at hand.
Thrown out the first pitch to signal the return of RiverHawks baseball is Coach Dan.
So that was Athletic Director Craig Jackson with a number of announcements, announcing a new scholarship that they're going to be offering as well as announcing that they'll be giving away a scholarship for $1,000 today here at the field, and all the people that were a part of making this possible here. And now we get the luxury of witnessing the only other coach in UCC history to coach baseball. It is Dan Withers, who is making his way to the mound for today's first pitch. The honorary first pitch. He started the program. He's going to come out and get it going. Also, we have members, former alumni from the program, and they are going to join out there. Dan Withers coached the UCC Timbermen for all 10 seasons of the program before it was cut in 1985. Withers led the Umpqua RiverHawks, then the Timbermen, to the OCCAA championship 5 times and was a runner-up twice. He won titles in 1977, 79, 80, 81, and 82, and was a runner-up in 76 and 78. And there is your ceremony first pitch of the Umpqua RiverHawks,
Ladies and gentlemen,
as the baseball has made its way back to Umpqua Community College. And we are about ready to go for the start of the first season. We'll take one quick 60-second break, and we'll come back with your starting lineups for today's matchup. It's RiverHawks baseball for you here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. RiverHawks baseball coming back at you here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Over the left field, number 25, Tyler Black.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning, let's go ahead and take a look at our batting lineup for the home team, the Umpqua RiverHawks, here as we get ready for their first at-bats. It'll be Riley Westbrook leading things off, the starting third baseman, followed by Cooper Hartzell, the first baseman for Umpqua. Michael Friend, the shortstop, will bat third, followed by Charlie Updegrave, the DH, who will bat for starting pitcher Matt Burley. Owen Viano will hit fifth, starting in right field, followed by John O'Gasman in center field. Jacob Luther, the second baseman, hits seventh in the lineup for the RiverHawks. Josh Robbins, the catcher, hitting eighth, and Dakota Bunn, starting left fielder, will bat ninth for the Umpqua RiverHawks. Now we go to the bottom of the first inning, 0-0 ball game. One runner on base, but thrown out stealing to finish things off there in the bottom of the first inning. On the mound for the Olympic Rangers will be Kakoa Gabriel, right-hander on the mound. Take a look around the diamond. Look around the diamond defensively for the Rangers here in this first inning. Riley Westbrook's a local product for the RiverHawks from South Umpqua High School. We'll get a chance to lead things off, the starting third baseman. First pitch to him is down the pipe for strike one, and we are underway here in the bottom of the first inning. First at-bats of the season for the RiverHawks. Riley Westbrooks. 0-1 pitch to him. High and away, misses for a 1-1 count. Westbrooks, actually I said from South Umpqua, he's got family that has connections there, but he went to Sutherland High School. I think transferred there partway through, but Sutherland High School, Sutherland graduate there. So apologizes there to Riley. Steps out of the box after a pitch in the theoretical dirt. No actual dirt here at the field at Champion Car Wash Field. Brown turf representing the base paths and the infield dirt as well as the mound. 2-1 delivery coming up here for Gabriel. The righty kicks and fires, squaring to bunt. Westbrooks will take outside, and his count goes to 3-1. They moved home plate back a little bit when they redid the field here, make the backstop a little bit shorter, made the numbers down the lines a little bit more accurate at 320 to left and right field down the line as a 3-1 pitch high and away for ball four. That puts Westbrook on base. And it'll bring up Cooper Hartzell, the starting first baseman for Umpqua. Hartzell from West Albany High School, native of Turner, Oregon, steps in as a left-handed batter. Many of these names familiar from the American Legion baseball season on this RiverHawks team, at least for yours truly, calling American Legion baseball during the summer here on The Score. First pitch in for a called strike on the inside corner from Gabriel. Hartzell will step out and looks down to first base to get the signal. Gabriel with a man on and nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. 0-1 pitch. Hartzell, a check swing, takes one off the barrel for strike two. Yeah, that off the handle there. Hartzell played with the Mid-Valley Southpaws. up there in the Albany area. Had some successful seasons during the Legion season that I recall. Stands back in here, too. His first at-bat of the year, an 0-2 count for him. Takes a cut, fights it off to stay alive as he goes falling out of the box. It'll stay an 0-2 count. On the mound, Kakoa Gabriel throws into Caleb Manuel behind the plate, today's backstop for the Rangers. Out at first base, Brian Ramirez, Zachary Wong at second, Cade Kupahea at short, and Cooper Bailey Parsons at third. Get you the outfield here in a second. The 0-2 pitch again for Hartzell, who toes the inside edge of the box. He gets underneath one, high in the air down the left field side. Will carry beyond the bullpen and into the parking lot out there here at Champion Car Wash Field. Parking lot is close. Cars are usually in a dangerous spot, as that one making its way to the parking lot. Hopefully everybody's car's avoiding damage there, but that's just the first one of the day, and it's going to be a long day here at the ballpark. 0-2 pitch again for Hartzell. Takes high, way high. That one up near the eyeballs for ball one. In the outfield for the Rangers today, roaming in left field is Tyler Black. Out in center is Tanner Claybaugh. And in right field is Jake Angelico. Your starting lineup defensively for the Rangers. The 1-2 is a throw over to first base to check on Westbrook. Back in, sliding head first. We talked with Coach Jeremiah Robbins a number of times leading up to the start of the season here, and he does say that if you get some moisture on the turf, it does get slick. Sliding is always interesting on these artificial turf fields. It's a 1-2. Wearing one inside. Hartzell falls behind 0-2. And Gabriel lets him off the hook, plunks him in the back. Hit by pitch and a walk, putting runners at first and second now for the RiverHawks. Michael Friend will step in there, a freshman from Bozeman, Montana. Played his high school game at Belgrade High School. He's got an RBI opportunity here early on for the RiverHawks. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Do they play small ball and try to lay one down? He does square, takes as the pitch ends up high and away at the corner. At third base, Bailey Parsons was playing in on the edge of the grass. At first base, Ramirez also not holding the runner, playing in on the grass, as they do expect a sacrifice bunt here to get two runners in scoring position. A 1-0 pitch for Friend. Squares a bunt. He'll push it first base side. It goes to no man's land, and everybody's safe. It's a bunt single for Michael Friend. He pushes it to the right side out towards second base, where Zachary Wong was heading to first to cover the bag. He redirected himself to get to the baseball, but with the first baseman Ramirez crashing, there was nobody home to throw to first to get the out there. Michael Friend, his first at-bat of the season, ends up on an infield single, and it loads things up with nobody out for the cleanup hitter, Charlie Updegrave, a left-handed batter. A DH. Big opportunity here early for the RiverHawks. Can they get this home crowd into a frenzy? First pitch, a breaking ball in for a called strike against Updegrave. From Oak Ridge High School, freshman here for the RiverHawks. DHing today, but he's a catcher infielder by trade as well. The 0-1 takes low behind the plate. Manuel stopping that one from getting by, holding all the runners. An early 2-0 count, a 1-1 count for the man wearing the 2-2 on his back, number 22, Charlie Updegrave. A 1-1 pitch here from Gabriel. Pulled towards first base. It's a dribbler, not a lot of speed behind it. The throw goes to the dish, and they get the out there. Throw to second, or back to third, behind the plate. Right idea for Caleb Manuel. Almost got a double play there at third. Doubling off Cooper Hartzell as he rounded the bag. But instead, they'll just get the force out at the plate, so the bases stay loaded. One away. Updegrave gets on with the fielder's choice. Smart play there for Ramirez. He didn't really have much of a play to go to first. Instead, he'll take the force out at home, saving the run. It stays scoreless with one away. Breaking ball high against Owen Viano. Viano from Boise, Idaho. trekking here to the Umpqua Basin. Played at Centennial High School over there. 3-year letterman. Pops one high in the air, back behind home. Foul territory. Tracking this one. Manuel will get the out, and the RiverHawks had a golden opportunity for starting pitcher Matt Burley. He hits Brian Ramirez, the first baseman, in the shoulder, and it puts the leadoff man on base. So it looks like we might be back up and streaming online there. We apologize for the interruption in the broadcast. Our software unexpectedly quit, is what the computer tells me. So we are back up and running now for those that are watching online on YouTube and on 541radio.com. One man on to start the top of the second inning after a beanball to start things off. Now it's Drew Gallegos, the DH, batting. He's got an 0-1 count. The right-hander to the lefty. Check swing, pulls back, takes the pitch high for a 1-1 count. One on, nobody out. Top of the second in a scoreless ball game here today. Burley on the mound. He did not give up a hit in the first inning. As a swing and a miss there for Gallegos. Sends him to a 1-2 count. Burley allowing one runner on base on a walk, but got a runner caught stealing to get him out of that first inning. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Rangers pitching out of danger in the bottom of the first. The RiverHawks had the bases loaded with nobody out and couldn't score. Stays scoreless. Pitch low and inside to Gallegos. It's a 2-2 count now for the number 5 hitter. Drew Gallegos from Liberty High School in Henderson, Nevada. Going all the way to northern Washington. 2-2 is high and away, and we go to a full count. This broadcast, a sports special here on The Score, is sponsored today by Joe's Towing, by Doughton and Associates, and by Cascade Community Credit Union. Three-two pitch, swing and a miss, and another strikeout for Matt Burley. He gets his second of the game, first out of the top of the second. Still a man on at first, but now the RiverHawks one pitch away from getting out of things with a infield double play. New field, obviously with the artificial turf, you're going to get a much truer and natural bounce out there. Well, maybe not natural, but more of a true and straight hop out there. The old turf at Legion Field, while it was well maintained and well kept, sometimes gave you some interesting hops out there through the middle of that infield. And I'm sure the infielders loving this new artificial turf. Makes it easier to read ground balls coming their way. First pitch to Caleb Manuel was fouled off for an 0-1 count. The 0-1 from Burley. Swung on and missed for an 0-2 count. Matt Burley he's been wheeling and dealing pretty well here to start this one out. No action in either bullpen yet. We do expect to see a number of arms, at least for the RiverHawks, throughout this afternoon as they work in their new guys. That ball lifted into the air. First action in the outfield. Dakota Bunn tracking this one into the afternoon sunshine. He'll make the catch. The starting left fielder, Dakota Bunn, underneath that one for the second out. You've got hazy clouds overhead with blue sky mixed in, and he's looking into the afternoon sun. That has to not necessarily be the most easiest of plays to make. That ball fading into the blue sky and clouds. But Dakota Bunn with no issues fielding that fly ball to left field. 2 down. We go to the 7-hitter as Tyler Black will take the first pitch for strike 1. Tyler Black, the starting left fielder from Shadow Ridge High School in Las Vegas, Nevada. Another Nevada native for the Olympic Rangers. A lot of sophomores in the starting lineup today for the Rangers. It's a fastball, cuts across the outside edge for Burley. Count going to 0-2 now for Black, and Matt Burley has a chance to get through this second inning after beaning the leadoff man and putting a runner on could get through things rather quickly. Pitch is high on the 0-2. And Burley will have to throw another one. A 1-2 count with 2 down. The big righty Matt Burley trying to finish it off here against Tyler Black as the sun shines down here on Champion Car Wash Field. Swing and a foul tip off the glove of Josh Robbins behind the plate. Cars still coming into the parking lot. I mean, this is really starting to fill things up. We've been calling baseball games here for a while at Bill Gray Legion Stadium. And this is one of the better crowds that I've seen in recent history. 1-2 from Burley. Swung on, that ball in the air. It's going to be playable in foul territory for Hartzell. The first baseman makes the catch in foul territory to wrap things up here in the top of the second inning. So another inning without any action for the Rangers. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base. And we will head to the bottom of the second as the RiverHawks will come up to bat.
For the Rangers in the second inning.
And we go to the bottom of the second inning. It's a scoreless ball game here on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Welcome you back here for the bottom of the second inning. It's Umpqua RiverHawks baseball, a sports special for you today here on The Score. It is another local name for many fans in the stands here today. Jacob Luther will dig in to the box. He takes the first pitch from Kakoa Gabriel outside for ball one. Jacob Luther from Umpqua Valley Christian School. Played Doc Stewart's baseball this last summer as well. He's a freshman out there at UCC. He'll take the pitch low for a 2-0 count. Luther, a multi-sport athlete out at UVC, soccer, basketball, and baseball. He received all-state infield honors and won a state championship with the Monarchs in 2019. Takes the 2-0 pitch outside for a 3-0 count. In the first inning for Gabriel, he did give up a walk, a hit by pitch, and a single. That loaded the bases to start the game, but then worked out of it. They got a fielder's choice at home, pop up to the catcher, and then ground ball to the second baseman, and with the pitcher covering to get out of it. A strike across on the 3-0 count for Jacob Luther. Gabriel on the mound holds the glove in front of his face. Will work out of the windup on the 3-1. At the knees, hits the outside corner. Umpqua RiverHawks, their new jerseys here. I meant to check with some of the guys in the pregame. It was running around doing all sorts of stuff here today. Look like they're wearing the plastic molded cleats. You know, on the usual natural turf field, you'll see metal cleats, but wearing molded cleats as a 3-2 is fouled away down the right field side for Luther. He'll stay alive at the plate. So Luther will have a 3-2 count. Swing and a foul tip. It goes into the glove for Caleb Manuel, and that'll be a strikeout there for Kakoa Gabriel. It'll be his first of the day. Retires the first batter here in the second inning. One down, nobody on, and the 8-hitter, Josh Robbins, will stand in. Yes, he is related to the head coach. Josh Robbins from Medford. He is the nephew of head coach Jeremiah Robbins. That's his uncle. Played down at North Medford High School as part of the Medford Mustangs. And their American Legion program down there, lettered in football, wrestling, and baseball for the Black Tornado. Takes low and outside for a 2-0 count here. So talking about the setup, though, with the gear for the RiverHawks. Black tops, numbers in green on the front and the back for the RiverHawks. White trousers for them, black stirrups. RiverHawks across the chest in the green. As a strike taken on the 2-0 pitch to Robbins. On the other side, it's the almost kind of cardinal red for the Olympic Rangers. Gray trousers for them. Everybody wearing their pants low as far as I can tell. As a strike taken at the knees over the heart of the plate for Robbins. Gives him a 2-2 count on the off speed. Red caps with the black bill for the Rangers here today. Numbers on the back in black as well. Uniform descriptions are brought to you by Colorcraft. It's a ground ball up the middle. Base hit, Josh Robbins. First hit of the season for him here in the season opener. Goes right back up the middle with a ground ball past second into center field. Tanner Claybaugh sending it back in. Fighting on the 2-2 count. Gets it right back up the middle. Colorcraft, they are your local paint store. They're not a paint department. They are a paint store. So visit them for all your color needs. That is Colorcraft here in Roseburg. First pitch now to the 9-hitter, Dakota Bunn from Banks High School. A left-hander to finish out the 9 for the RiverHawks. Dakota Bunn, freshman for the RiverHawks, played baseball for 4 years there at Banks High School, lettered all 4 years, receiving 3 times All-League and 2-time All-State honors as he fouls one off. His Banks Braves team winning the 2019 state championship. A couple of 2019 state champions on this roster here in the state of Oregon for the RiverHawks. It's got a 1-1 count after fouling off the pitch. He'll take on the inside corner from the righty to the lefty for a called strike. Bunn starting in left field for the RiverHawks here in Game 1 of the 2020 season. Gabriel on the mound, once again working with a man on base. He's got one out. The 1-2 for Bunn. Chops it towards second. Takes some high hops. They'll go to second for one. No relay to first in time. Bunn will get on with the fielder's choice. Forced out at second base is Josh Robbins. So you got 2 down. And we head back to the top of the lineup. Riley Westbrook. Westbrook, as we mentioned in his first at-bat, which resulted in a walk. Westbrook was one of multiple local names on the roster. He takes a strike on the outside corner, throwing some heat, is Gabriel. You've got Riley Westbrook, Jacob Luther, another name we mentioned here in the starting lineup, and then Peyton Hope, who is in the bullpen for the RiverHawks, the 3 names on the roster that come from Douglas County High Schools. Swinging a foul tip, goes into the glove, and they're going to call it a foul ball. Oh, no, excuse me, it was on the 0-2. It's a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. So that is the final out. So the steal for Dakota Bunn will go nowhere, and the throw had gone into center field. It could have been extra bases, but Riley Westbrook will strike out to finish things here in the bottom of the second inning. Got the crowd thinking a possibility of a run coming in to score, but it will not. But for the RiverHawks, they get another base hit. They get no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, it's still a scoreless ball game here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Wong at the plate with the 1-1 pitch. Fouls it down the right field side into the bullpen for the RiverHawks. Gives them a 1-2 count as we start things here in the third inning. For the RiverHawks, they've been able to get runners on. They've got a couple of hits in this one, but they've not been able to push across that first run of the ballgame. Thought they had it there in the bottom of the second inning. Had an opportunity at least as the 1-2 misses. And Matt Burley on the mound for the RiverHawks starting the third inning. Misses low for a 2-2 count. Fire in again. And just outside, everybody was sitting on the edge of their seat waiting for the strike three call on that one, and it'll go to a full count. Burley's 3-2 pitch, grounded towards short. It'll be cut off by Westbrook, the third baseman. Fires to first. Did he stay on the bag? Yes! Hartzell able to stretch the tiptoes to stay on the edge of the bag as the throw pulling him to the turf. Zachary Wong will ground out 5-3, the put out to lead things here in the third inning.
The next batter, center fielder, Tanner Clayball.
There in the bottom of the second inning, it looked like an overthrow to second on a steal attempt. Might have given the RiverHawks an opportunity to try and get the first run of the game, but unfortunately they called a foul tip into the glove for strike three, and that ended things for UCC in the bottom of the second inning, and we remained scoreless. 9-hitter, final man to step to the dish for the first time here in this one. Tanner Clayball steps in, and he fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Line drive goes up to second base for Jacob Luther. One hopper there, and Luther fires to first for the out, 2 down. We head back to the top of the lineup for Cade Kupahea. Struck out swinging to start the ball game off in the top of the first inning. Kupahea digging in. Burley trying to get another quick inning here. He misses high, though, on the first pitch. Burley again from Spokane, Washington, a freshman. Oh. Staying there, the hitter, Kupahea, stuck his front elbow out to get hit by that pitch. And he's going to get called out on it. And he's dangling the arm. I thought the way he stuck his elbow out there like that, I thought for sure he had to be wearing a pad on that front elbow. He's kind of dangling the arm. I'm still trying to tell. He's wearing long sleeves on a cooler day here. In fact, actually, it looks like he's wearing a hoodie underneath his jersey. Looks like he stretches out the arm a little bit. I don't think he's wearing any sort of padding on that left elbow. And so he's, I think, feeling that one after sticking the elbow out there in the path of that baseball. So it goes to a 1-1 count. Called for a strike as he reaches into the strike zone to get hit by that pitch. Stays at the plate. And the 1-1 now from Burley inside. That one he could have maybe gotten a chance to lean into. Doesn't do it, though. Head coach Ryan Parker did come out of the dugout there to have a quick conversation about that call, but didn't get anything to change. The ball into the air to center field. It's John O'Gassman, the Medford native, makes the squeeze for the final out. A 1-2-3 inning for Matt Burley. He continues to impress as he keeps another scoreless frame on the board. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the third. RiverHawks baseball for you today here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here at Champion Car Wash Field on a beautiful day in the Umpqua Basin. Here in the month of February, you can't ask for much better than this. Today's game been brought to you by Colorcraft and by Garrettson Building Supply and by Tim's Appliance. We're about 48 degrees at first pitch, up to 52 and sunny here in Roseburg today. The RiverHawks and a scoreless ball game as we go to the bottom of the third in this 9-inning contest. Cooper Hartzell will lead things off. He is 0 for 0 on this season after getting hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. He fell behind 0-2, battled his way back, and earned himself probably a bruise, but got on base. Takes the first pitch for ball one from Kakoa Gabriel. Fastball is low for a 2-0 count. Gabriel out of his windup will kick and fire in. That ball in the air for a Hartzell, but we'll get out of play. Head back towards the parking lot. Just realizing that I think I've not completely gotten myself prepared to move on from basketball season into baseball season. I don't appear to have my binoculars with me. Scope out the bullpens, scope out the players out there. 2-1 pitch for Hartzell, takes low. On a check swing, held back as he was falling away. Leading things off here in the third. No runs on 2 hits and no errors for the RiverHawks. It's all zeros on the board on the other side for the Rangers. The 3-1 for Hartzell. He takes for ball 4. And another walk issued by Kakoa Gabriel. That is his second. He's also hit a batter. So he's allowed a base runner in every inning so far. Seeing a lot of cool trinkets out there. Foam fingers for the Umpqua RiverHawks fans here today. Megaphones to yell through. A lot of people sporting new RiverHawks gear. It's great to see. First pitch in the dirt, out at first base. Hartzell got well off the bag. Can he stay on? He does! I think he dropped the ball at first base. Was Brian Ramirez. And somehow at first base, Hartzell sliding around the tag, slid off the bag. As we mentioned earlier, this turf can get slick when it gets a little moist, and it's definitely a day where we saw some dew out there this morning. And Hartzell sliding past the bag, keeping the tip of his toes on the bag as he slid past. Now he's off the bag again. They throw to first, and that ball bounces in to Ramirez. The throw from Manuel behind the plate. Didn't make it there. Ramirez turns into an infielder trying to stop the ball from getting by him. Keeps the ball at first base, but no chance to apply a tag. At the dish, a 2-0 count here for Michael Friend. He takes low and inside for a 3-0 count. Friend, the 3-hitter, had a single on a push bunt towards second base. That loaded things up in the top of the, or make it the bottom of the first inning. But the RiverHawks were unable to cash in on the bases loaded with nobody out. Visit to the mound for the catcher, Manuel, talking with Gabriel. Fans continue to trickle in. Even a decent contingent of fans, it looks like, wearing red for the Olympic Rangers here on hand for today's game. Long trek from Washington down here to Roseburg. But obviously, great to have them here with us this weekend. 3-0 pitch right down the middle for Friend. He'll step back in. Michael Friend again from Bozeman, Montana. A 3-1 from Gabriel is outside and he walks another batter. He got a visit from his catcher earlier in the at-bat here in this inning. Do we see any visits from the dugout? And at the moment, it looks like the answer is no. Charlie Updegrave will bat with 2 on and nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning in a scoreless ball game. Kakoa Gabriel, a sophomore for this Rangers team gets a swing and a miss out of Updegrave on a pitch in the dirt for strike one. Last year, Gabriel throwing 33 1/3 innings. He's got the most innings of any returner for this Rangers squad. Had a 7.29 ERA. He's been at least holding them off the scoreboard, but throws a wild pitch here. That one going to the backstop. Runners all move up 90 feet. Wild pitch putting Friend at second in scoring position. And putting Hartzell at third. Another prime opportunity for the RiverHawks to get that first run of the season. Gabriel last year was 3-2 with his win-loss record in 6 games started, 10 appearances total. Gave up 21 walks and had 19 strikeouts. He's given up 2 walks here in this inning. That puts runners at second and third, and a RBI single to center field for Updegrave. Scores 1 and 2. And the Umpqua RiverHawks capture the first 2 runs of the season and take their first lead of the year. It's Charlie Updegrave that pushes across both Cooper Hartzell from third and Michael Friend from second.
The next batter, right fielder,
Pushing 2 across for the RiverHawks, and they lead 2-0. Updegrave on the throw to the plate ends up at second base. So a single stretches into 2 bags on the throw to the dish. Owen Viano will step in now. Still nobody out. 2-0 UCC on top of Olympic, and taking low for ball 1. Viano, who was 0 for 1 in the ball game, will step back in. Another RBI opportunity for the RiverHawks, and another one for Viano, who stepped in with the bases loaded and 1 out, but popped out to the catcher at home plate on a foul ball. The 1-0, and it's a move back to second base. Nobody home for Gabriel to throw back to the bag. So after threatening for the first 2 innings, the RiverHawks here in the third finally cash in. They lead 2-0. Third hit of the ball game for the RiverHawks. This ball laced out towards left center. A diving attempt for Claybaugh. He can't get there. This is rolling all the way to the fence. Another run comes in. Rounding for third goes Viano. He's in with the head-first slide. RBI triple for the RiverHawks. He hits that one all the way to the center field fence, and it scores Updegrave from second. It's a 3-0 lead for the RiverHawks as Viano will step up at third base after that rocket to left center. Claybaugh in center field just wasn't close enough, and he made the diving attempt. Give him credit for that, but he was still a couple of feet short of getting to that baseball. John O'Gassman will bat, still a runner at third in scoring position for the RiverHawks, and they still have nobody out here in the bottom of the third. First pitch called strike against Gassman. So Gabriel, who had a high ERA last year at 7.29, things not starting out in his favor here in year 2 with the Rangers. Misses in the dirt for a 1-1 count. 2 walks to lead off the inning. Then a single for Updegrave, scored 2. Actually mix in a wild pitch in there that put 2 runners in scoring position. Gave him a 2-0 lead, and now the RBI triple from Viano makes it 3-0. A foul ball for Gassman down the third base side. Count goes to 1-2. Down the third base side is the visiting team, the Rangers. The RiverHawks are on the first base side in their home dugout. Switching things from how we've normally had it here at this stadium, previously known as Legion Field. The 1-2 for Gassman is high and away, 2-2 count. For a long time, in fact, I believe for the whole history of the stadium, it was Bill Gray Stadium at Legion Field, home of American Legion Baseball here in Roseburg, home of American Legion Baseball World Series, in fact. It was a ball well hit into the air, out towards left field, does not travel as far as I thought it was going to off the bat, and not able to tag in advance. Viano will stay at third, so Gassman flies out to left field. That ball initially looked like it was well hit, but travels to about mid-depth at left field. Tyler Black easily makes the catch. 1 away. Jacob Luther will bat. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game with a strikeout in the second.
Number 12, Jacob Luther.
just one away. Viano still at third, a 3-0 lead for the RiverHawks here in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch, a fastball high for ball one. So this stadium has seen quite a lot of action. Hosting an American Legion World Series, they had to put in temporary extra stands here to brought the attendance level up to, I believe, a maximum of 5,000. It's a 1-0 pitch to Luther. He takes a breaking ball high for a 2-0 count. And now they've redone the surface. They got naming sponsorships sold to help put in and fund the project to bring in this new artificial turf, and it's now known as Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. 2-0, squaring to bunt. Luther puts it down first base side. They'll score the run on the sacrifice bunt. Luther tagged as he goes down the line, but coming in to score is Viano, and it's 4-0, RiverHawks in front. A sacrifice bunt for Luther. Four runs total here in the third for the RiverHawks so far. Josh Robbins will bat. He is 1 for 1 with a single back in the second. Hits with the bases empty and 2 down. High and inside for ball one from Gabriel. Still no action in the bullpen for either team at the moment. I have not noticed if there's been anybody throwing for the RiverHawks, at least throughout these first 3 innings, but at the moment nobody throwing. Leads us to assume that Matt Burley will be continuing to throw as we get back out there on the RiverHawks side. Strike in for Josh Robbins. He is the catcher for the RiverHawks today. Sun breaking through some of the hazy high clouds here in the Umpqua Basin. The 1-1, Robbins swing and a miss for strike 2. Shadows coming from the roof behind home plate over the grandstands here at Champion Field. The shadow stretching out, covering home plate, but that's the only shadows really on the field. In the dirt for Robbins, he takes for a 2-2 count. Gabriel missing. Artificial turf going into the bullpens as well. Those are all covered with the same synthetic material. The 2-2. Strike 3 called. Robbins goes down looking. Second strike and make it third strikeout of the day for Kakoa Gabriel. But for the RiverHawks here in the third inning, they cash in with 4 runs on 2 hits. There were no Rangers errors and nobody left on base. So we go to the top of the 4th inning. The RiverHawks leading 4-0. This is UCC Baseball on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Top of the 4th inning, Umpqua RiverHawks baseball here on The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com and on The Score YouTube channel. It's 4-0 our score in favor of the home RiverHawks. Matt Burley stays on the mound. His 1-0 pitch to the leadoff man, Jake Angelico, is outside in the dirt for a 2-0 count. Jake Angelico, the starting right fielder, drew a walk in the first inning, but was later forced out at second base. And his time on base was short-lived as he draws another 3-0 count here. Burley's 3-0 is high for ball 4, and it's another walk for Angelico. Angelico heading down to first. For the RiverHawks, there's no stats from last year to look at. For the Rangers, last year they had a long season. Jake Angelico actually hit 194 for the Rangers last year. Cooper Bailey Parsons will stand in as a pickoff move to first, not in time. He's the leading returner on the team hitting-wise in the number of at-bats from last year. Played in 36 games, did Cooper Bailey Parsons. Hit .243, had 20 RBI, 2 home run, 6 doubles is a pitch in for a called strike. First pitch of the at-bat for Bailey Parsons after a couple of pickoff moves to first. Jake Angelico over there giving Matt Burley some concern. That ball hit off the plate will be a foul ball. Caught with the bare hand by the catcher, Josh Robbins. Just trying to see what kind of numbers Angelico put together last year for stolen bases that gave him so many bits of concern. Runner is going. Pitch down to throw down to second is not going to be in time. Robbins throwing low, just beyond the mound. At the plate, taken for ball 1, a 1-2 count for Cooper Bailey Parsons, and now has a man in scoring position. Angelico last year had 4 stolen bases, was caught only once. He has his first here in 2020. A pitch high. Moves the count to 2-2 now for Matt Burley here against Cooper Bailey Parsons, the 3-hitter in the lineup. Grounded a ball to third base his last time up. Got on with the fielder's choice. Nobody out. Top of the 4th. A 4-0 lead for the RiverHawks. Ground ball towards shortstop. Taken there by Friend. He'll throw to first. Get the out there. No throw back to third as Angelico hangs around and then attacks third base after the throw by Friend to get Cooper Bailey Parsons at first. 1 down on the 6-3 putout. Runner advancing to third base. And Brian Ramirez, the cleanup hitter, who is 0 for 0 in the game after getting hit by a pitch in the second inning, will stand in an RBI opportunity for the Rangers, trying to cut into this 4-0 lead by the RiverHawks. Brian Ramirez played in 22 games last year for the Rangers. Hit 123 in those 22 games. Had 65 at-bats. Takes low for ball 1 from Burley. And now we do have some action in the bullpen for the RiverHawks. And they've redesigned the bullpen over there on the first base side, right field side of the stadium, as a swing and a miss for strike 1. Ramirez has a 1-1 count. The pitcher is now throwing out to the outfield wall, so he's kind of obscured from our view here. Tough to get a look at his number. Used to be that the pitcher would throw back towards the dugout. There's a pitch low, and it's a 2-1 count for Brian Ramirez. So we'll try and get an idea of who's throwing in the bullpen right now for the Umpqua RiverHawks. No action in the bullpen, which is still designed the same on the other side. On the left field side for the Rangers. A swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch. Ramirez, the big cut, goes to a 2-2 count. Last year he had just 1 RBI in his 22 games. He's got an RBI chance here to break the scoreless game for the Rangers. The 2-2, that ball in the air, fouled away, heading into the stands, and I don't know if it's a souvenir for one lucky fan or not. I don't know if they ask for the baseballs back or if they let the fans keep them. Hopefully it's going to a young fan over there if it's staying in the stands. 2-2, right down the middle for strike 3 as Brian Ramirez, in a big moment, goes down looking for the Rangers. That is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Matt Burley. And with a man on at 3rd, he is now 1 out away from leaving a scoring opportunity on base for Olympic. Drew Gallegos will stand in. The DH struck out swinging in the 2nd. His first pitch, line drive. There is the first hit of the game. It'll be the first run of the season for the Rangers. It breaks up the no-no for Matt Burley. And it's an RBI single to right field for Drew Gallegos. Gallegos last year hitting .253, had 11 RBIs, and he picks up his first here this season. Scoring was Jake Angelico from third base. 4-1 the score here in the top of the fourth inning, and Caleb Manuel will stand in. He hits one in the air out to right field. On the run, Owen Villano will make the catch to wrap things up. First hit of the ball game for the Olympic Rangers comes with a man on at third, and it brings home the first run of the ball game. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors for the RiverHawks, and 1 man left on base for the Rangers. We will go to the bottom of the fourth inning. The Umpqua RiverHawks currently leading 4-1 on top of the Rangers here on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. They come back here for the bottom of the fourth inning as the Umpqua RiverHawks currently lead the visiting Olympic Rangers 4-1. Well, we found out throwing in the bullpen for the Umpqua RiverHawks is Sutherland native Peyton Hope. So we've had some uniform number changes from a couple of different things. It seems as if every day I looked at the online roster for the RiverHawks as they put the program together, there was numbers changing here and there, and it's Peyton Hope that's in the bullpen, the righty from Sutherland High School throwing for the RiverHawks. Just getting loose out there, it seems like. Still in for the Olympic Rangers is Kakoa Gabriel out there throwing, the righty. He's given up the 4 runs on 4 hits. He will face Dakota Bunn, the 9-hitter in the lineup for the RiverHawks. Bunn reaching on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Leads things here in the fourth. First pitch, breaking ball high for ball 1. Again, we'd like to thank all of the sponsors that have helped make today's ball game possible here on the radio. I'd like to thank Amerititle, Douglas County Farmers Co-op, and Roseburg Collision Center. Outside for a 2-0 count to Bunn. So the RiverHawks scoring 4 in the third. Olympic College rallying back with 1 run in the top of the fourth. Finally getting their first hit of the ball game against Matt Burley. On the mound, Kakoa Gabriel has been struggling with his walk total. He has issued 3 walks in this game so far through 3 innings. And he's got a 3-0 count here against Dakota Bunn to lead things off. Bunn will take on the inside corner for strike 1. Bunn, part of the, I believe he played with the Portland Barbers American Legion baseball team during the last summer. Very gifted athlete from Banks High School, I believe. He takes a 3-1 pitch and lines it towards right field, but on the run, a catch made out there by Angelico. Hard hit ball, just hung up long enough for Angelico to get to it for the first out. I believe that Dakota Bunn might have been a part of the sports program out there that won football, boys basketball, and baseball state championships all in the same year here in the state of Oregon, which was quite the feat to win 3 state championships at the kind of 3 main sports in high school for boys. So pretty impressive there, run for the Banks Braves. Bunt is the first out at the plate. First pitch swinging for Riley Westbrooks. Pops one high in the air down the left field line, and it is caught by the shortstop. And the shortstop, that is Cade Kupahea, who runs that one down the left field line. I don't know for sure if that one would have stayed fair or gone foul, but he catches it for the second out either way. So Westbrooks now an 0 for 2 day with one walk and a strikeout. Cooper Hartzell will bat. He is 0 for 0 in the game still, hit by a pitch and a walk. 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. And Kakoa Gabriel trying to build some momentum and get a quick 1-2-3 inning. He has not been able to do that so far. He's allowed a base runner in every frame. Pitch taken for ball 1. Evens up the count at 1-1. A lot of RiverHawks baseball hats making their way out of the concession stand today. Should say the out of the memorabilia tent down there, the souvenir shop. Fans continuing to hang around and watch some baseball with us today. The 1-2 pitch fouled off. That one making its way to the coach's box down the third base side. Coach Robbins stays in the dugout and calling the game from there. His assistants out there running things in the coach's boxes. I believe Coach Bo Kearns trying to determine which one he is. His pitch in the dirt goes for a 2-2 count. Really wishing I had my binoculars with me. A 2-2 pitch from Gabriel. Pulled it. Hartzell grounds it to second base. And Zachary Wong will fire to first to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the RiverHawks. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the top of the fifth, moving right along here in game one of today's doubleheader. Still 4-1 lead for the RiverHawks on top of the Rangers here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We go to the top of the fifth inning. It's Umpqua RiverHawks baseball, a sports special for you today here on the Score. Welcome in, everybody. Happy to have you with us here, whether you're watching online or listening on the radio or maybe listening to the online stream as well. It's great to have baseball back on the radio. Always fun. First pitch inside as we go to the top of the fifth inning. It's Tyler Black at the plate facing Matt Burley on the mound. Burley missing inside again for a 2-2 count. Coming up in between games as we get ready for game two, I do believe we will get a chance to bring you a couple of interviews that I had recorded yesterday during Sports Talk here on the radio, talking with Cooper Hartzell and Josh Robbins, a couple of the players, a couple of the starters for the RiverHawks here today. So we'll try and bring you that interview here in between games coming up. Stay tuned for that. It's a 2-0 count. Sorry, make it 3-0 the count here against Tyler Black, who popped out to the first baseman to finish things off in the second inning. He'll take a 3-0 strike. Burley will stay against Black here. Black, the starting left fielder. It's 3-1 pitch. Takes a big cut at it. Swings and misses. Tyler Black, a freshman from Shadow Ridge High School in North Las Vegas, Nevada. It's 3-2, swing, and he fouls it off. His follow-through ended up hitting the baseball after it hits off the plate. Foul ball called as he was still in the box there. Here in the Northwest Athletic Conference, they play with wood bats. Found this out yesterday from Coach Robbins. I thought, you see here in the state of Oregon, you see the Oregon Ducks, the Oregon State Beavers, they all play with those metal bats. It's a swing and a miss for Black. Fighting his way back, Matt Burley will get the strikeout, his 4th of the game. 1 away here in the top of the 5th. Zachary Wong will bat next. The second baseman is 0 for 1. The college level, you watch the College World Series, you can hear that distinct ping of the baseball off the bat. It's the first pitch in for a strike against Wong. But they were talking about it yesterday as we were catching up with the RiverHawks. Talking about how they're using wood bats and making the adjustment to using a wood bat. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I thought they used metal bats in college baseball as well, as like in high school, as a pitch in for another called strike against Wong, an 0-2 count. And he said that the Northwest Athletic Conference, a number of years back, he said it's been a while, he couldn't remember exactly when, but they switched to using wood bats like they do in the major leagues. Part of it a safety reason, back when the metal bats were juiced and the ball was rocketing off of them. But they switched in the Northwest Athletic Conference specifically, switched to using wood bats. So you'll see the RiverHawks using wood bats throughout their season, as well as the Rangers. There's a ground ball hit right side on the 1-2 pitch, and Zachary Wong will ground out to Jacob Luther. Second ground out of the day for Zachary Wong. 2 down. Tanner Claybaugh, the 9-hitter, batting next for the RiverHawks. For the Rangers. Claybaugh, the center fielder, 0 for 1 in the game. Claybaugh last year played in 37 games, had 95 plate appearances. Hit 200 on the nose. Had just 1 triple and 6 doubles, as he had 7 extra base hits last year. Struck out 32 times to just 16 walks. Take the first pitch for ball 1. Is that ball rolling all the way to the backstop? Still got a catcher and a pitcher in the bullpen for Umpqua, but not really throwing. I believe that's still Peyton Hope out there. 1-0 pitch taken for a strike is Matt Burley trying to retire the bottom of the order in order. 1, 2, 3 here with the 7, 8, 9 hitters. The 1-1, high and away. Do have some action now in the bullpen for the Rangers, although the player wearing a jacket, so his number is not exposed. The 2-1 is fouled, and that ball up and out of play, heading towards the concession stand. It bounces back up into the stands, and a souvenir for a young fan there. And I look down there in the dugout, and Coach Robbins has a big smile on his face as he gets to see the little kids celebrating getting a baseball there. That's what it's about. That's what this game's all about. 2-2 lined towards left center. On a run, a diving attempt. Dakota Bunn comes up with the grab. Laying out in left field, Dakota Bunn takes away a hit from Tanner Claybaugh. And it's a 1-2-3, top of the 5th inning for the RiverHawks defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the 5th with the RiverHawks leading of 4-1 coming up to bat when we return here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Bottom of the 5th inning. Kakoa Gabriel still out there throwing for the Olympic Rangers. Joey Keyran here with you on the Score 92.3 FM and also on the AM side at 1490 on the dial. And we're also streaming with the video online at 541radio.com and on the Score YouTube channel. Thanks for everybody for tuning in for today's sports special as we bring you season opening baseball for the Umpqua RiverHawks. First games for UCC on the baseball diamond in 35 years. First pitch from Gabriel goes into Michael Friend for ball 1, bouncing in the dirt. Starting out the season for Michael Friend, he is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk, and that single coming on an infield bunt, pushing it towards second base. With runners at first and second, he was trying to move them both around into scoring position and just worked it past the first baseman and out to second base. There was nobody covering the bag. He got on easily. He's ahead in the at-bat with a 2-0 count here. Swings and puts this one high in the air out towards center field. On the run is Tanner Claybaugh squaring up in front of the warning track. He will reach up and makes the grab. Got a lot of that one, did Friend. But he goes to the deepest part of the park. 385 it's listed in center field, and we've been told that the numbers are fairly accurate, and even with moving the home plate back a little bit, they said it's actually probably closer to what it should have been now with the numbers as they're posted. And Michael Friend there going deep to center field. Didn't get enough to get it to the wall. First pitch, a swing and a miss for Charlie Updegrave. The DH is 1 for 2 today. And his name will go down in the record books as the player that drove in the first 2 runs of RiverHawks baseball here in 2020. Swings and misses on a breaking ball for strike 2. Updegrave in the 3rd inning was batting with 2 runners on and nobody out. Had a ground ball back up the middle that scored 2. Put the RiverHawks in front 2-0 at the time. Stands in here with the bases empty, 1 out, and the 0-2 pitch is in the dirt. Been impressed so far with the way that the RiverHawks have battled back when falling behind in their counts. These guys are not giving up easy pitches to Kakoa Gabriel. Gabriel's 1-2 pitch, again low, and the count evens up. Well, we've got RiverHawks basketball going on today. Out at UCC, out in Winchester. Umpqua RiverHawks hosting Chemeketa today for men's and women's basketball. The women just getting underway. We'll try to update you on scores there. Line drive to left field. Charging in is Tyler Black. He will not get there in time. The ball taking a high bounce off of the springy brand new turf. And Charlie Updegrave in the DH spot. Batting cleanup is now 2 for 3 on the day. The second hit. It's the 5th hit of the ball game for the RiverHawks. Man on with 1 away, and Owen Viano, who had the RBI triple in the 3rd inning. First extra base hit of the year for the RiverHawks. He stands in with a man at first. He brought around Charlie Updegrave from second base with that triple. First pitch is low for Viano. Viano hitting that ball on a rope to center field. Tanner Claybaugh in center tried to make the catch, laying out for it, did not get close. And that allowed the ball to roll all the way to the wall in dead center field. And ending up with a triple was Viano. The 1-0 ground ball towards short. Runner was going, ball booted at shortstop. Updegrave will get to third, and he'll stop there. On with the error goes Viano. That's our first error of the ball game. And Updegrave taking advantage. He'll make his way all the way to third. Runners on the corners. With 1 out. At shortstop, Kupahea was charging in, tried to side saddle that baseball, and it just got over his glove, trickled into the outfield. He might have had a chance of making the play to first, but was not going to have the opportunity to try and turn 2. Squaring to bunt is Jono Gassman. That ball trickles away from the catcher, Caleb Manuel, as the count goes to 1-0 for Gassman, who is 0 for 2 in this one. RBI opportunity here with 1 out and 2 on the corners for the RiverHawks. How do they approach things here on the first and third situation? Squaring to bunt again is Gassman. He forces it back to the mound. Bobbled at first, but a throw to first base. Gabriel will get the out, and at third, Updegrave was not sure how to attack there. He saw the pitcher fielding that one quickly. If he had known that the bobble was coming from Gabriel, he could have scored, but he paused and stayed at third. So now you've got runners at second and third as Viano moved up to second. And the only out they were going to be able to get was Gassman at first on the sacrifice bunt. 2 down now for Jacob Luther, who has a sacrifice bunt himself. That pushed across the 4th run of that 3rd inning for the RiverHawks. He'll hit a line drive over the third baseman into left field. 1 run's in. They're sending around another. Viano will score from second as Jacob Luther, the hometown boy, will drive in 2, and the RiverHawks with 2 outs rally to score and take it to a 6-1 advantage. Jacob Luther picking up 2 RBI on that one with a single line drive into left field. Viano scoring from second.
Now batting number 14, Joshua.
And Charlie Updegrave scoring from third. Josh Robbins will bat with 2 down and a man at third base. I make it sure a man at first. First pitch, a 1-0 count. Luther at first base will take his lead. The 1-0 from Gabriel is low again, a 2-0 count. Trying to get out of things here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gabriel has 2 outs. A throw down to first. Got him! Jacob Luther, an extra big lead at first, gets caught on the throwdown from Manuel, and that will finish things off here in the bottom of the 5th. But the RiverHawks able to get 2 more runs as they extend their lead. It's now 6-1. The RiverHawks in front as we go to the top of the 6th inning. This is RiverHawks baseball on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We come back and we start the top of the 6th inning. The Umpqua RiverHawks leading at 6-1 over the visiting Olympic Rangers. Leading things off for the Rangers, Cade Kupahea, as he faces Matt Burley, who continues to throw for the RiverHawks. Kupahea on an 0-1 pitch, skies one to left field. The leadoff man now 0 for 3 on the day for the Rangers as he flies out. Kupahea, a strikeout and 2 pop-outs on his day so far. Jake Angelico will bat. The right fielder has drawn 2 walks in this one. Matt Burley still out there on the mound throwing for the RiverHawks. They have not made the pitching change yet. Thought we might see a few more here early in this game, but Coach letting Burley work into this one. First pitch misses for 1-0 count here against Angelico, again, who has drawn 2 walks. He's been the thorn in the side of Matt Burley. This ball on the infield, high in the air, and it's taken by first baseman Cooper Hartzell. Hartzell retiring the batter for out number 2. That is the first time that Jake Angelico has made a putout. He's been on base every other time, and he scored the only run of the game back in the 4th, but flies out there for out number 2, and batting now is Cooper Bailey Parsons. Parsons is 0 for 2 in the game, a fielder's choice and a ground out to shortstop. The 1-0 in the air, out of play down the right field side. 1-1 count. Well, checking in on the Umpqua RiverHawks basketball teams. The Umpqua women in action against Chemeketa in the second quarter. It's 31-14, the Umpqua RiverHawks leading the Chemeketa Storm. At 3:17, it's actually now 31-16 in favor of the RiverHawks. 15-point lead as they're getting close to halftime. 2-1 pitch here in our ball game, top of the 6th inning. We are nearing the 7th inning stretch in this 9-inning ball game. Matt Burley misses high for a 3-1 count against Bailey Parsons. Burley's 3-1, ground ball to short. Charging in, taking it on the short hop. Mike Friend will fire over to first to retire the side. A quick 1-2-3 frame for Matt Burley. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Bottom of the 6th, the RiverHawks leading 6-1. This is a sports special on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Oh, we welcome you back here to Champion Car Wash Field, where the Umpqua RiverHawks lead 6-1 against the visiting Olympic Rangers. And we have our first pitching change of the day. Kakoa Gabriel goes 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs. Putting the final numbers together here, he gave up 3 walks in the game for Gabriel. And he finished with 3 strikeouts as well. Earned runs, let's see here. I'm going to say that one. I'm going to say he gave up 5 earned runs in this ball game. Kakoa Gabriel, 5 innings worked, 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Gage Davis will take over on the mound. Davis, a left-hander, a freshman from Cascade High School in Mill Creek, Washington. And that does not quite seem to fit the information I have on the sheet. He's there's a righty on the mound, so either Gage Davis is not a left-hander, as I had marked down, or that's not Gage Davis. Let me double-check the other roster here. Early season, we are finding things. That is not Gage Davis. He has been scratched off, so somebody else is wearing his number 51, and that's not helpful. The 1-1 pitch here from the righty on the mound is going to miss for a 2-1 count as he faces off against Josh Robbins, who is 1 for 2 today with a single back in the second. High with a fastball, popping the glove for a 3-1 count. Three balls, 1 strike, leading things off in the bottom of the 6th. Josh Robbins hits one to left field. It gets down. Tyler Black can't field it cleanly. It boots away from him. And into second base, standing up goes Josh Robbins. Another base hit for Robbins. And he will end up with a double on that one, I believe. He ends up at second base. I don't know if that necessarily rules a hit and an error or if it's just a straight-up double. It short hopped in and just got away. Did get a glove on it. So let the debates begin. Man at second base, though, with nobody out for the RiverHawks is the 9-hitter Dakota Bunn. Will stand back in. He is 0 for 2 in this one, but has a nice defensive play to his tally today out in left field. Head first diving catch to finish off an inning. A 1-0 from the righty on the rubber. Kicks and fires for the Rangers. Ground ball first base side, picked up by Ramirez. He's going to go right to third, and a short hop scoop by the third baseman Bailey Parsons will force out Josh Robbins. He committed to running. Thought he might have had a chance of that ball getting through, or at least just a long throw. Maybe the first baseman Ramirez would decide to just go to his bag, but no. Dakota Bunn will get on with another fielder's choice, second time today. And the first baseman Brian Ramirez throws to third to get the lead runner, Josh Robbins. 1 out, 1 on. Top of the order, Riley Westbrooks will bat. First pitch. It's taken for ball 1. Today's broadcast, sports special, here on The Score. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors for today's broadcast. Joe's Towing, Doughton and Associates, and Cascade Community Credit Union, sponsors of today's broadcast of RiverHawks baseball. Strike called against Westbrooks for a 1-1 count. One away with 1 on for UCC. Leading 6-1 here at this point. Westbrooks reaching, fouls one back into the netting behind home. An acrobatic play by the shortstop, Michael Friend, to get the ball as it ricochets off of the netting, and that gets a soft little round of applause from the crowd. A ball and 2 strikes for Westbrooks. Throw back down to first. 1 hops in. No tag applied against Dakota Bunn, who had an extra large secondary lead. Here we go. If I had investigated a little bit further, I would have noticed that they had changed the number of one of the players to number 51, and that's who's now pitching for us. So that is previously number 33, Hunter McLaughlin, who will get a strikeout against Riley Westbrooks. So Westbrooks goes down with the strikeout. First of the day for the new man, Hunter McLaughlin. 2 down. So we get the last minute uniform changes there and get it all figured out. So it's righty Hunter McLaughlin on the mound with 2 down. And he'll miss on the first pitch for a 1-0 count. Against Hartzell here, Cooper Hartzell is 0 for 1 in the game, hit by a pitch and a walk. Runner going, ground ball, hit hard towards second, but fielded cleanly by Zachary Wong, and that'll finish off things here in the top of the 6th. So the new man on the mound, Hunter McLaughlin, gives up a leadoff hit to Josh Robbins and then able to retire the next 3 in order and gets out of things here in the 6th. So the RiverHawks add another hit to their total but can't add any runs. It's a 6-1 advantage as we're through 6 innings of play. We go to the top of the 7th when we come back here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490.
Next batter, or leadoff batter for the
Top of the
Raiders.
7th inning here in the opener of the 2020 season for Umpqua Community College and Olympic College. Right now, it's a 6-1 lead for the Umpqua RiverHawks. As we begin the top of the 7th inning, it's Brian Ramirez to face off against the new pitcher for the Umpqua RiverHawks. It is Sutherland native Peyton Hope on the mound. Peyton, a right-handed thrower from Sutherland High School. He got a first pitch ground or foul ball. Now gets a soft grounder to Riley Westbrook at third. His throw to first, able to get it there in time for out number 1. A little bit high to Hartzell, but he stretches up and is able to stay on the bag. 1 away as Ramirez now 0 for 2 in the game after getting hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Drew Gallegos will bat. He is 1 for 2 today, facing off against Peyton Hope now. Final numbers for Matt Burley. He goes 6 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. The first pitch in the dirt for Hope. Peyton Hope also played for Coach Robbins during the summer, this last summer, with the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. He misses outside. Digging back into the box is Gallegos. Big boy out there. Takes low again. Ahead in the at-bat here is Gallegos. And he will draw the 4-pitch walk. So Peyton Hope issuing his first walk of the day.
The next batter, number 4, Caleb.
Puts a man on with 1 out, and Caleb Manuel will step in. He is 0 for 2 on the day. Get a courtesy runner to come in. I believe that is Matt Love, a freshman from Olympic High School in Bremerton, Washington, that'll stand in. Smells of the ball field wafting into the press box here. Hot dogs and nachos and all the good stuff you get here at the ballpark. They've definitely got things cooking down there at the concession stand. Throw over to first base for Peyton Hope. Almost pulls Hartzell off the bag. Peyton Hope playing basketball and baseball at Sutherland High School. He's a first-team all-league utility player and first-team infielder for Sutherland High School. Also earned second-team All-State honors as a foul ball. Gets all the way to the backstop for Manuel. Gives him a 0-1 count. Peyton also a second-team All-League selection in basketball, so all-around athlete. He's got a tall frame, but he's kind of skinny. Looking to put on some more muscle out there as he fires in a breaking ball and ends up low and outside. A 1-1 count for Caleb Manuel. Some blankets coming out as the sun hiding behind some clouds that has covered up the shadows on the field. We're expecting the lights to start coming on in the second game of our doubleheader tonight. A 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Behind the plate, Josh Robbins up quick, does not fire to first as Drew Gallegos gets back to the bag. A ball and 2 strikes for the 6-hitter. Caleb Manuel looking for his first time on base. A 1-2 delivery from Hope. Lifted to left field, coming in, now drifting back and making a leaping grab. As he recovers in left field, Dakota Bunn making the out. 2 down.
Next batter, left fielder, number 25.
And it brings up Tyler Black for the Rangers. Black is 0 for 2. This portion of the lineup has had its problems today for the Rangers. Caleb Manuel, who just flew out to left field, 0 for 3. Tyler Black at the plate, 0 for 2. And the next man up, Zachary Wong, 0 for 2 as well. And Tanner Claybaugh at the bottom of the lineup, 0 for 2. So bottom half of the lineup not performing right now for the Rangers here in the season opener. A 1-0 count. I guess they are combined 0 for 9 at the moment for the 6, 7, 8, and 9 hitters. A ball out to right field. That's pretty well struck. Going back out there on the run. Catch made. It's Owen Viano that'll finish off the inning. Got him on the run. The ball hangs in the air here at Champion Car Wash Field. Enough for Viano to get underneath it. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. They're giving away a $1,000 scholarship here at the ball field. We'll come back and let you know more about that. It's a 6-1 lead for the Umpqua RiverHawks here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We come back here for the bottom of the 7th as they pick out the name for a $1,000 Umpqua RiverHawks $1,000 tuition here at the 7th inning stretch. It goes to Lexi Kennedy, who makes her way up here. We start out the bottom of the 7th with the Umpqua RiverHawks leading at 7-0, and Lexi seems to be quite excited about her $1,000 scholarship. I mean, why wouldn't you be? She's already going to UCC, it sounds like she said. So congratulations to her. And congratulations right now, the UCC RiverHawks leading 6-1 over the visiting Olympic Rangers, trying to get the first win in program history since 1985. It's not a long losing streak. They just didn't play any games. At the plate, it's an 0-2 count, though, for the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 7th. There's a pitch outside. It's Michael Friend, the shortstop, leading things off. 1 for 2 today. He has made some great defensive plays and made a great play from the on-deck circle. A 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. And the 3-hitter Friend will go down with his first strikeout of the ball game. On the mound, it is Hunter Mclaughlin, who has come on in relief of Kekoa Gabriel, and Mclaughlin getting his second punch out. They'll face now Charlie Updegrave, swing and a miss, waving at the high heat. $1,000 scholarship, that can go a lot towards some education, paying for a few classes. Pitch in the dirt here to Updegrave for a 1-1 count. 1 away as we start the 7th inning. Had all the festivities there with the 7th inning stretch, giving away the tuition. Didn't get to have a proper take me out to the ball game at that 7th inning stretch. I'm sure we'll get that in game number 2 of our doubleheader here. It's a 1-2 count after the strike called against Updegrave. 1 away with nobody on for the RiverHawks here in the bottom of the 7th. Updegrave fouls it off. Charlie Updegrave is 2 for 3 today with a pair of singles, 2 RBI, and 2 runs scored for him. It's really great to see everybody wandering around here in the UCC green and wearing RiverHawks sweatshirts and hats. It's awesome to see the support. It's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Updegrave will run to first. He is thrown out there by Caleb Manuel. 3rd strikeout of the game already for Hunter Mclaughlin. He has come out and is firing bullets. McLaughlin mentioned on in relief of Kakoa Gabriel, who went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits and 6 runs. First pitch fouled off here for Owen Viano, batting with nobody on and 2 down. Mclaughlin, see if he had any pitching numbers from a year ago. Yes, he did. He is listed as a catcher/pitcher. 10 and 2/3 innings worked last year. Had a 0.00 ERA. Gives up a ball high in the air to left field. Charging in is Tyler Black, and he will squat underneath that high fly ball for the final out. And that is it for the bottom of the 7th. The RiverHawks, no damage done. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. A clean frame for Hunter Mclaughlin. It's still a 6-1 ball game. The RiverHawks in front of the Rangers. And we'll come back with the top of the 8th inning when we return here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Starting the top of the 8th inning, Peyton Hope on the mound. His first pitch gets by and goes all the way to the backstop. It's a 1-0 count to the new man at the plate, and a foul ball will make it a 1-1 count for Tyus Stanley. Stanley coming into the game for Zachary Wong to hit here. A 1-1 pitch, breaking ball. He does not offer it. The pitch low and outside. 54 degrees here. We're reaching our high for the day, maybe a couple of degrees shy on this beautiful Saturday in the Umpqua Basin here in February. Off the handle, Stanley will fight one off down the first base side. Foul, and it evens his count up at 2-2. Tyus Stanley, a sophomore from Federal Way, Washington, takes in the dirt for a 3-2 full count against Peyton Hope. Tyus Stanley last year had 36 at-bats, hit 167. 3-2 pitch, and Peyton Hope slipping on the mound, and he misses inside for ball 4. Second walk of the game for Peyton Hope, and Stanley will get on at first.
The next batter, number 24, Tanner Claybaugh.
Tanner Claybaugh will bat. He is 0 for 2, the 9-hitter. Claybaugh last year, again batting .200. Had 4 RBI. He's got a man at first to try and move around. He'll take low for a 1-0 count. And out of the dugout will come assistant coach Bo Kearns out to the mound to have a word with Peyton Hope, and the two of them will work together through the summer season, I should say, during the American Legion baseball season. And so they continue their working relationship of pitching coach and pitcher. There is a left-handed arm warming up in the bullpen for the Rangers. Also have an arm warming up in the bullpen for the RiverHawks, so we'll keep an eye on that. I want to thank again sponsors of today's broadcast, Colorcraft, Garrettson Building Supply, and Tim's Appliance. Appreciate all the support of local sports on the radio and streaming online at 541radio.com. A 1-0 delivery for Peyton Hope with a man on and nobody out here in the 8th. He gets a chopper back to the mound, and Hope will not field it cleanly. And everybody will be safe. I don't think Hope even got a glove or any leather on that. It was an awkward angle for him to try and come in and charge it. Normally, if he had a better time to set up on that instead of coming off the mound, he'd probably try to backhand it. But that had no speed to it at all. A high chopper in front of the plate. And he just tried to get in front of it and just couldn't square it up, couldn't get his body in front of it. And it gets by him, third baseman Riley Westbrooks. He had the only opportunity to really make a play, and there was really no play to be made. An infield single for Claybaugh. Getting a little bit lucky on that one. Scoring the bunt at the plate is Kupahea. Kupahea will bat with 2 on and nobody out. A chance here for the Rangers to try and cut into this lead. It's 6-1. RiverHawks in front as we're into the top of the 8th inning. Chances running low now for the Rangers. They still have 6 outs to work with. A 1-0 from Hope. And the strike zone not in his favor on that pitch. Low and inside to go to 2-0 here for Kupahea, who is 0 for 3 in this ball game. Last time up, flying out to left field to start things off in the 6th. The 2-0, he squares to bunt, takes high again. So it's a 3-0 count. A walk would load the bases for the Rangers with nobody out, and it would be a difficult situation here. Corners in with the threat of a bunt. Kupahea showed but did not offer. Pulls it back to draw the 4-pitch walk. And that is going to prompt a visit from head coach Jeremiah Robbins. And it looks like that might be it for Peyton Hope here in his short time on the mound. He will wait for Coach Robbins to make his way to the mound, and Robbins calling out his nephew, Josh Robbins, out there. A man from the bullpen will come to take the ball from Peyton Hope. His time is done. And he will hope that the bullpen can help him out with the bases loaded and nobody out. We'll take a quick break for the pitching change. 60 seconds and be back after this with the new details on the new man on the mound here on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Back here in the top of the 8th inning, the Umpqua RiverHawks leading 6-1 on top of the visiting Olympic College Rangers. And a new man coming out for the RiverHawks out of the bullpen to take over for Peyton Hope, who finishes out a 1 inning of work. Gave up 3 walks during that time, 1 hit, and no strikeouts for Peyton. Chris Thompson will take over on the mound, a right-hander. Thompson coming from Calgary, British Columbia, and played at Bishop O'Byrne Senior High School. The freshman will face left-hander Jake Angelico. Angelico fouled off the first pitch for strike 1. He is 0 for 2 in this game. We make it 0 for 1 in this game. Angelico had drawn a couple of walks in his first 2 at-bats, scored the only run of the game for the Rangers so far. The 0-1 from the righty to the lefty, breaking ball, hits inside but misses low for ball 1. So a 1-1 count for Thompson. Bases are loaded with nobody out. A prime scoring opportunity for the top of the order for the Rangers. They trail by 5, but they have nobody out, and the base is juiced. Angelico, after a foul ball, trails 1 ball, 2 strikes. On the mound, trying to work out of the jam here, Chris Thompson will fire the 1-2, and he beans him. And that'll bring in a run as Angelico tosses away the bat and cheers towards his dugout saying, yeah, come on, let's go. We got a rally going here. He'll pick up an RBI after getting hit by the pitch. Scoring will be Tyus Stanley, the pinch hitter that started out the inning. That run will go against Peyton Hope. So his first run allowed of the season. 6-2 our score. Chris Thompson, the new man on the mound, will fire low, missing to Cooper Bailey Parsons, who is 0 for 3 in this one so far. Matt Burley in line for a possible win here today. He's still got a 4-run lead. But the bullpen showing maybe some cracks in the dam at the moment. Sun starting to peek through again as the shadow of the roof behind home starting to creep out on the infield. A 2-0 pitch misses, and it's a 3-0 count here for the 3-hitter Bailey Parsons. He is 0 for 3 in the game. And Thompson so far has been pitching around him. Thompson's 3-0 pitch. Strike 1 down the middle. 2 balls and 1, or make it 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out with the bases loaded. A hit by pitch bringing in the first run here in this frame. Big pitch coming up here for Thompson. The righty comes set. Gets a swing and a foul ball back to the backstop. And the count goes full. Could use a big out here. A double play ball would be ideal as well. The 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to first base is picked up by Hartzell. He throws to the plate for 1. They throw back to first for 2. Hartzell to Robin to Hartzell. The first home to first connection for the double play, and the RiverHawks get 2 big outs that they needed there. Out at the plate was Tanner Claybaugh, and out at first is Bailey Parsons. Up to third goes Kupahea, and Angelico goes to second. So still 2 runners in scoring position, but 2 outs now, and at the plate a 1-0 count for Brian Ramirez. Ramirez is 0 for 2 in the game, and he'll take a strike to even the count at 1-1. Ramirez has struck out and ground out, also reached base on a hit by pitch. Thompson trying to get the RiverHawks out of this jam and limit the damage. A swing and a miss on a check swing for Ramirez. Home plate umpire calling it right then and there. And it'll give us a 1-2 count with 2 away for Chris Thompson against Brian Ramirez. The first baseman takes high and inside. Crowd reacting to the pitch inside against the hitter. Action in both, in one bullpen going at the moment. We've seen action in both bullpens this inning. The 2-2 outside, count goes full. First base is open. Ramirez, last season, had just 1 RBI in 65 at-bats, hit 123 for the season. Has a chance here. The 3-2, it's high. So another walk. So far, walks have been the issue. Here in this frame, we've seen 3 walks and a hit by pitch. The bases are loaded once again, but 2 outs. RiverHawks 1 out away from getting out of it here in the top of the 8th inning. And it'll be up to the DH, Drew Gallegos. And it will be a new man to come in this position. Gallegos comes out. A 1-for-2 day for him with a RBI single and a walk. And hitting in this spot will be Yugo Nakamura. And Nakamura takes the first pitch for strike one. Thompson ahead in the at-bat so far, an 0-1 pitch. That ball in the air to right field on the run will be Viano, and he reaches up into the afternoon sky to take that one out of the air. So Nakamura, a quick 2-pitch at-bat to finish things off here in the 8th. You had 7 hitters to the plate as the Rangers get 1 run back, 1 run on 1 hit. There were no UCC errors and 3 men left on base. After 7.5, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 6-1. The RiverHawks in front of the Rangers here on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Six to 2 our score as we start the bottom of the 8th inning. The Umpqua RiverHawks leading the Olympic College Rangers in the season opener for both of these two teams. We get a new man on the mound for the Rangers. Hunter Mclaughlin had a sharp outing. He pitches 2 innings for the Rangers. In those 2 innings, gave up just 1 hit, no runs. He did not issue a walk, and he struck out 3 in his 1 inning, make it 2 innings of work. Taking over on the mound for the Rangers is going to be Koju Sasaki, who comes from Kyoto, Japan. A freshman, listed at 5'8", a left-hander. And so Sasaki will take over his first outing here of the afternoon. Bottom of the 8th inning, 6 to 2 your score. A swing and a miss for strike 2 against Jono Gassman. Sasaki, the lefty, sends in a breaking ball. Gassman puts this high in the air, charging in hard. The left fielder will make the play. Tyler Black underneath it. 1 down. As Gassman goes down, he is 0 for 3 in this contest today. 1 out. Jacob Luther will bat for the RiverHawks. He's a scheduled hitter, and it will be Jacob Luther, who has a 2 RBI single back in the 5th inning. He is 1 for 2 today, and he takes high for ball 1. Luther driving in 2 runs in the 5th inning. RiverHawks with 4 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th to lead 6-0 at the time. The ball fouled off of Jacob Luther while he was in the box. Play stops. Evens it up at a 1-1 count. 4 runs in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th. At the time, it made it 6-1 for the RiverHawks. It's now 6-2 as the Rangers scored there in the top of the 8th inning. A ground ball to 3rd. Jacob Luther will get thrown out at first. 2 away for the RiverHawks as they hang on to their 4-run advantage. For the Rangers, 1 run in the 4th, 1 in the 8th, getting them to their 2 runs. They broke up the no-no with the RBI single in the 4th inning that got them their first run of the year. First pitch, a strike at the knees against Josh Robbins, the catcher. Robbins is 2 for 3 today with a single and a double. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, just a bit up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shadow creeping out from behind home here at Champion Car Wash Field. There's a pitch in the dirt. Got a loud cheer from one fan. 2 balls and a strike in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll have a break in between games and another 9-inning game coming up for you this afternoon. Fastball hits the inside corner from the lefty to the righty. A 2-2 count now for Robbins. We're starting the 4th quarter out at Umpqua Community College women's basketball. I'll update you on the score here in a minute as a ball bouncing in for Sasaki. And the lefty from Japan has a full count against Josh Robbins with 2 outs and nobody on. 59-46 as they go to the start of the 4th quarter. Umpqua RiverHawks leading Chemeketa. The women's basketball team trying to go to 27-0 as a 3-2 pitch in for strike 3. Going down looking. Josh Robbins has his 2nd strikeout of the game. Sasaki, a 1-2-3 inning for the Rangers. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the RiverHawks. After 8 innings of play, it is 6-2. Umpqua RiverHawks leading as we go to the 9th. 3 outs away from their first win in 35 years. Back after this on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Welcome you back here to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field as we bring you the 9th inning of Game 1 of today's doubleheader. It's a 6-2 ball game in favor of the home Umpqua RiverHawks, opening their first season in 35 years. First pitch of the 9th inning is a soft liner that gets over a leaping Jacob Luther at second base. And down in center field, John O'Gassman will send it back in. Luther giving everything he had to get to that baseball, but could not reach it. Leading things off, Caleb Manuel, the catcher, gets his first hit of the day. Now 1 for 4. As he hits that soft liner into center field. So 1 run on, still a 4-run lead for the RiverHawks as they try to close this one out. Chris Thompson on the mound. The righty will fire a strike as he comes from over the top. Fires in the fastball against Tyler Black. Black checking his wristband as he tucks it back into his back pocket, getting the signals from his third base coach. Thompson on the mound checking first as he comes set. Line drive shot goes right to Jacob Luther, who throws to first, not going to get it there in time, but he does get the out at second on the line drive shot from Tyler Black. So Black will go to 0-4 on the day at the plate. 1 away, RiverHawks 2 outs from getting a victory here in the opener.
Now batting number 32, Tyus Stanley.
It is Tyus Stanley who has stayed in the game that will bat here. He drew a walk in his first at-bat coming in the 8th inning, got on base and would eventually score. Stanley took over for Zachary Wong, who started at second base and hit in the 8-hole. Strike for Stanley. A 1-1, or make it an 0-1 count, excuse me, for Chris Thompson. The 0-1 delivery is low. 1-1 count. Not a save opportunity here for Chris Thompson as he enters the game here. He came in the 8th inning, but he had a lead of more than 3 runs at the time. So will not be a save opportunity. The win could be in the hands of Matt Burley if this one finishes out, though, in the RiverHawks' favor. 2 balls and 1 strike against Tyus Stanley. Man at first, and the throw that direction. Back in safely goes Caleb Manuel. Manuel's leadoff single here in the 9th, just the 3rd hit of the game for the Rangers, and another hit batter. And that'll be the 3rd hit batter for the Umpqua RiverHawks pitching staff. Each pitcher in the game so far has had one. It's a rite of passage, apparently. That puts runners at first and second, brings up the 9-hitter Tanner Claybaugh, who is 1 for 3 on the day. Claybaugh was thrown out at home, a force out there on a double play that really helped the RiverHawks out in the 8th inning, limiting the damage for the Rangers, who only got 1 despite having the bases loaded with nobody out in that frame. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. That did not look like it missed by much. At first base, Stanley. At second base, Manuel. Claybaugh at the plate, looking to try and cut into the deficit. Rangers trailing by 4 as a ball just down the line goes foul. You got the real crisp, clean, easy to judge foul lines down either side. And that one definitely landing in foul territory. Runners at first and second, 1 away. Top of the 9th inning, RiverHawks looking to hang on to a victory to lead off the 2020 season as time called. And if they can do so, they will give the home crowd, a good-sized home crowd, something to cheer about here in the opener of this doubleheader. A ball and a strike with 1 away. Thompson checks second and will fire in. And it's high for a 2-1 count. Thompson, 2-1 delivery is low. Count goes to 3-1. The bullpen has had its issues with staying ahead of hitters. A 3-1 pitch for Chris Thompson. Got him jammed as he pops it up on the infield. Should be playable. It is Hartzell that will take it, the first baseman recording out number 2. So 2 outs, top of the lineup, 1 out away for the RiverHawks, getting that first win of the year.
Number 15,
Cade Kupahea will stand in. The shortstop is 0 for 3 today. Did draw a walk in the 8th as the home crowd starting to get behind the RiverHawks. First pitch, just outside. 1-0 count. Last season of RiverHawks baseball back in 1985. It was actually Timberman baseball at the time for Umpqua Community College. They went 17-14 overall, but did not make the postseason. They're trying to start out 2020 on a different note. It's a 2-0 count, though, as Chris Thompson missing low against Kupahea. Thompson kicks and fires. High and inside for a 3-0 count. The home crowd wanting some strikes. With the 3-0 count, got to expect that's what Thompson will be trying to do here. And he will get one across to keep the at-bat going. 3 balls, 1 strike to Cade Kupahea, the leadoff man, with 2 runners on base. An opportunity for the Rangers to keep this game going. They're down to their final out. Strike 2 taken at the knees on the inside corner. Kubahea wanted ball 4. Comes back to the box, and a chance to win it now for Chris Thompson. A 3-2 pitch coming up with 2 outs and the RiverHawks leading 6-2. Thompson's pitch swung on. That ball in the air, playable on the infield. Calling for it is Mike Friend, and the RiverHawks win.
Big round of applause. That was a great game.
And the game will go final as the Umpqua RiverHawks pull off a 6-2 victory against the visiting Olympic Rangers. And it's a 1-0 start to the season for Umpqua RiverHawks baseball in the return to action after a 35-year hiatus. What a way to get things started. Matt Burley will get the win, and the RiverHawks will go to 1-0 as the Rangers fall to 0-1. We will come back with your post-game show and wrap up the first game of today's doubleheader. Get you a look at the numbers and how this one played out for these two sides. Get you ready for Game 2 coming up. RiverHawks baseball from Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field. A victory in the opener, 6-2. RiverHawks on top. Back after this 2-minute break here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Our final here today as the first game of today's doubleheader is a win for the RiverHawks. 6-2 your final score. Welcome in everybody here to Champion Car Wash Field. Joey Keyran with you as we wrap up game 1 of today's twin bill. The Olympic College Rangers come in and get 2 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 8 men left on base. For the Umpqua RiverHawks, their season opener, 6 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 5 men left on base. Getting the win in the opener will be Matt Burley. He pitched 6 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for him. Taking the loss is going to be Kakoa Gabriel, who pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. For the Rangers today, leading the way at the plate. Well, not a lot of hits to go around with just the 3 total, but he had a base hit for Drew Gallegos, and drove in the first run of the game for the Rangers. And then he also had an RBI hit by pitch for Jake Angelico that scored a run in the 8th inning to get him back within 4. Had a single for Tanner Claybaugh in that 8th inning, was part of a big part of how they got one of their runs, and then a leadoff single in the 9th inning made things interesting, but ended up going nowhere for Caleb Manuel, who gets on base with his only hit of the game there. 3 hits total for the Rangers. For the RiverHawks in this ball game, 6 hits in it. You had a big single for Charlie Updegrave that drove in the first 2 runs of the game for the RiverHawks, put them up 2-0. And then a triple for Owen Viano that scored 1 more run for the RiverHawks, made it 3-0. Viano would score later on a sacrifice bunt by Jacob Luther. Picks up an RBI there. Luther would pick up 2 more RBIs on a single in the 5th inning that scored 2 runs. An error helped extending that inning. You had a double for Josh Robbins in there, who goes 2 for 4 in this contest. And also 2 for 4 was Charlie Updegrave. 1 for 3, Michael Friend, and the 3 spot in the lineup. So those are some of the stars in today's game for the RiverHawks. The big star, Matt Burley, starting out the game very well on the mound for the Umpqua RiverHawks. Umpqua goes to 1-0 on the year. Olympic falls to 0-1. We'll have game 2 coming up here in just a little bit. So stay with us for that here, folks. We're going to go ahead and take a break as we wrap up the first game of the day, and we'll get you ready for game number 2. When we come back, we're going to have an interview with Cooper Hartzell and Josh Robbins. Talked to them yesterday during our local sports talk show, Off the Wall, which we air here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We run the program from 11 till 1, Mondays and Fridays. And yesterday we were out at UCC and talked with the RiverHawks. Got a chance to catch up with Josh Robbins and with Cooper Hartzell. And we'll bring you that interview coming up here next as we get ready for game number 2. For those that are watching at 541radio.com or watching on our YouTube channel, we're going to end the broadcast of game number 1, and we'll start a new one for game number 2. So here in just about a minute or so, refresh your broadcast, and we will have a new one up there for you. So stay with us for that. We will get that up and running here in just a moment. For the rest of you that are listening online or listening on the radio, stay with us. We'll have the interviews coming up. We'll try to get that interview up on the video player running once we get that broadcast up and going as well. So stick with us, folks. More coverage of Umpqua RiverHawks baseball. It's a special today for you. A lot of fun to be out here for the season opening doubleheader for the Umpqua RiverHawks, first in 35 years. And they started out with a victory 6-2 against the Olympic Rangers. Come back with more coverage of RiverHawks baseball after this break on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.